Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at this guy right here. This is Commissioner Gordon from the new McFarlane DC Direct animated wave that just came out with the lockup Build-A-Figure. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. He does come with a couple extra sets of hands. These are some open trigger finger hands. And he does come with a couple of other sets of hands, gripping hands here, and of course you can see his bullhorn there as well. And then lastly, he does come with the Build-A-Figure pieces here, so he comes with the head for lockup and the shoulder pieces as well. Now, as far as articulation goes, being that this is a animated series DC Direct figure, there's not a lot going on here. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I mean, if you look at things like just the arms, I mean, his arm doesn't even go up 45 degrees with that single joint. He does have that rotation there, but that's about it. No articulation here in the torso. We've got single jointed knees that just come to like right there, and of course the coat gets in the way as well. And then he does have those old school DCUC hips. You can see there with that hip joint that they've got there. So not a lot of articulation on this guy. However, I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest, because it's a really good looking figure. This is a great looking Commissioner Gordon. I love the animated look. I love the style of those characters, and this dude just looks great. And on top of that, he's nice and big and beefy, and he's got heft to him too. He's a pretty heavy figure, and he feels solid and well made. I don't know how else to say it other than that. He just does. He feels really good, and I love just the overall sculpt. I mean, it is simple. There's not a lot going on here, but look at that great Commissioner Gordon head sculpt there. Paint and everything looks good, with the exception of the cell shading, which I hate. It's not extremely noticeable. You have a little bit of there on the legs and a little bit right there on the coat, and that's about it, so not too bad. And of course you could remove that if you wanted to. Despite the cell shading, I really like the way this guy looks. I think they did a really great job just on the sculpt. And look, I know this wasn't McFarlane, this is DC Direct, this is basically a reissue, but it just looks fantastic. And for some comparisons here, we have him with the animated Batman from the last wave of McFarlane's DC Direct series. And here we have him with Batman from McFarlane's 66 series. And here we have him with a DC UC Batman. Here we have him with DC Icons Batman. And lastly, here we have him with a Mattel DC Multiverse Batman. So now the question is this guy worth it? And I think at 25 bucks, he absolutely is. Look, I think this is kind of a quintessential look for Commissioner Gordon. I think this is just a very, very recognizable look. I think with this scale, it works, as you saw, with so many different 6-inch scale DC lines, and it just looks good with all of them. I think it's a great looking figure. Sure, it lacks in articulation, and yes, it's got the stupid cell shading on there, but still, all in all, man, I think they did a really good job. It's a great looking figure, and I'm definitely glad that I picked him up, even with the issues that this series had, being older, articulation, and all that stuff. I still love it, man. I think it looks great, and I was more than happy to pay the 25 bucks to pick this guy up. I love it. I think it's a great figure, and if you are a Batman fan, or much less a Batman animated series fan, you're gonna love it too. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and always remember to enjoy your collection.